Have you checked the children? You're a little mad sometimes.
Hi, I'm Chucky. Wanna play?
Sometimes that is better.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Howdy folks, welcome back to the Horror Show. I'm Robert Duell.
And I'm Marcia Parker, and we're back today to do another Patreon request from Sam Glass. This is Velocipastor.
Velocipastor.
I do this every time. I don't want to say a Velocipastor.
He's a holy dinosaur.
He is very holy, and his dinosaur antics were
It's a
questionable.
dinosaur. So
Um,
really, well, okay, so with that being said,
I
let's jump into overall reviews.
Yeah.
Miss Marcia?
Well, this was a roller coaster ride for sure. Like, I had no idea what was going on. I don't know. Okay, I'm going to call you out, Sam Glass, because I want you from now on. I'm going to challenge you every single time you ask us to watch a movie. I now require you to say why you want us to watch this movie. We'll watch it, but I really want to hear your point of view before I watch it and why you asked this of us, because this movie, wow. Wow, it was all over the place. I don't even know where to begin. This movie was all over the place. It was bad, but it was kind of entertaining, and it was like a car wreck that you watch while you're getting a tattoo, as Susie would say. So yeah, that's my overall thoughts. And if that didn't make sense, well, then you're welcome.
Then you did watch this movie.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So overall thoughts, honestly, this movie was... It was a movie.
Was it from the Sci-Fi Channel? I don't know.
Honestly, I don't think so. I don't think it was sci-fi production.
This was like what happens
But-
when Netflix has an algorithm or something.
It's basically, this is like what we got from like Killer Sofa. So, Velocipastor. While I can honestly say this movie definitely has the status of somehow becoming one of those weird, crazy cult movies that people just
like
love. Sharknado, I think. Sharknado.
Sharknado.
I honestly still have yet to have watched any of those.
Oh, you should. At least watch the first one.
Maybe.
I challenge you.
Okay, you watch this one, I'll have to watch
Fair
that. But
enough.
honestly, I actually found this movie to be a lot more hilarious when I look past like how bad it is. And that goes back to what I'm saying on I feel like this movie has more potential on being a cult movie on just how bad it is. So basically, these guys, you can already tell from beginning to end, they knew, obviously, like, so this is a $35,000 budget movie.
Oh, really?
$35,000.
Too much.
She says too much. So basically, we're going back to what I was going to say is they knew the budget they were working with, and I guarantee they knew for a fact that this was not going to be a serious movie.
Yeah.
And
They couldn't be.
by a
Did they
goddamn
read the
long
script?
shot, this could not be taken seriously at all.
Oh my god.
And it showed in their editing.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think that is where this movie excelled the most, was where in their editing, especially going to real quick on the opening scene with his parents by the car.
Yeah.
And then that. So real quick on so overall thoughts, it wasn't a great movie. No. But I still had fun with it, and I found myself laughing a lot harder than I should have at certain times. Granted, I wasn't sober.
Okay.
But I don't think you should be when you watch this movie.
No.
Clearly, Miss Marcia hadn't had any drinks or anything.
No. I was
So-
very disappointed that I
So-
was watching it. I was I mean, with the name, you can't expect anything more than
Well,
what
yeah,
it was.
and you can't go in there thinking it's going to be an awesome, like...
No, but at the
movie,
same time,
but-
I'm all like, what the hell is
It's an
happening?
hour! That's all it is!
Yeah, it felt longer, like, at times. I'm like, this is insanity.
So, real quick...
Go through the story.
Yeah, real quick on the story. So, it follows a pastor / priest or whatever who loses his family to this gang / gang of ninjas.
Ugh, the ninjas. Like,
And then just hold on. And then he travels to China, fights ninjas, finds this talon claw of this like magical mythical raptor, gains these powers, comes back to the States, and then basically saves this hooker lady from her pimp, who, what the hell was his name? Because it's something because he's swimming in bitches.
I don't remember.
What the hell was his name? It was so goddamn ridiculous.
I don't remember.
I don't remember. Johnny something, whatever.
Johnny Big Dick or something.
It
I don't know.
was like Johnny
Can I say
something.
that?
It's Johnny something. Yeah, Cecil.
Johnny Rocket?
Yeah.
Johnny Red
yeah,
Rocket?
it's Johnny something because he's swimming in bitches. Because he's a pimp. It's so goddamn ridiculous. But anyways, she teams up with this Velocipastor dude, and they go after like him and all these. Again,
The ninjas.
ninjas.
The ninjas.
I don't understand how we get to ninjas because it's modern day.
Yeah.
And
these gang of ninjas are gonna take us out. Yeah.
you know what?
And something about Christian. And
That's
then where did the
basically-
priest
honest-
comes in? And then
That's
my favorite-
basically the story on this. This
and then-
movie
and
is
there was
a
also
clusterfuck.
a wink to like Vietnam. That whole weird scene.
That was with the elder priest
Yeah.
on his flashback of
Yeah.
some bullshit. That okay.
Okay, now that scene made me giggle.
That was so
because-
goddamn ridiculous.
Because I was like, okay, I have to set this up.
Okay.
Spoiler, okay, the spoiler.
Spoiler alert.
So yeah, so he like goes back like I'm in memory land, now I'm in Vietnam and with all my guys, and then his girlfriend comes out of the woods. For some reason, she's in Vietnam walking around, and he's all like, I love you. And she walks up, stands on some sort of landmine, and just boosh, like blood everywhere. And this MF goes up to him, and he's all like covered in his woman's blood, just like complete shock. And he goes, I don't think we can bring her back from that. I'm like, what?
I know, but that's good.
What? And then we go back to like real life, and I'm like, why did that just happen? I don't even know why that just happened.
So that goes back to what I was like gonna say. It's like they knew what type of movie they were writing.
Yeah, they were.
This movie was so goddamn ridiculous.
They were on mushrooms.
I fucking hope so.
They had to be, right?
I hope so because
they like recorded somebody's dream one night, and they're like, you know what, man? This is gonna be
I had this dream. I was
awesome.
this pastor, and my parents blew up, and they went to China, and then I
like,
became a velociraptor.
And then one of my favorite lines, I even think I said something in the chat, and I'm all like, he goes, I think God wants me to kill these people. Like,
yeah, we're
because
going back
why
to
else,
we're
why
basically
else
going
would I
back
be
to
a
the Crusades.
velociraptor? Why else would I be? He changed me to a velociraptor because I'm here to kill people that don't believe in Jesus. I don't know. Like, it was so fucking weird.
No, it was basically, I think it's a lot to do with just the ninjas.
So acting.
Acting. Yeah.
That was the story.
They had actors in this movie.
There was actors.
I'm
sure they were
were
almost
hired
paid.
people to make this movie and be parts of the characters.
They were on IMDb at some point.
Yes, they
Yep,
definitely have a credit.
They have a credit.
They definitely have a credit. But no, like, again, it goes back to just the overall writing of the story. Your acting and, like, the line delivery. I personally, I found a lot more enjoyment in this movie on just the stupidity of the overall scenarios on what was going on, and just there was times of times.
The whole thing was
the
overacting.
times, the whole hour and 10 minutes was just nothing but overacting, but it worked out so damn well. Like I said, it goes back to where I can see why this movie has that possibility of becoming a cult status movie.
Yeah.
But other than that, no.
Yeah, no,
This
it was
acting
bad.
was god
So
awful.
bad. Not one person.
No.
Like, every single person threw me. Every single one. The psychic? What?
Yeah, but
That
okay.
whole scene?
But here's the
What?
but going back to the original scene and everything.
The original scene.
The original scene with his parents by the car,
Yeah.
and then the explosion.
Yeah.
That was gold.
That was beautiful.
That was beautifully horrible, but it was gold.
Beautiful.
Like,
So awesome.
but in the fact that, okay, what else you got to throw on acting? Because really, there's not a whole hell of a lot.
Not much. Let's talk about special effects because there's a lot.
Yes!
There's a lot to say here.
Oh, there is a lot.
There is a lot to say. My favorite were the claws of the Velociraptor. They were definitely gloves. And the whole ensemble actually reminded me of the, like, you know, the costumes you see at Comic-Con of the T-Rex in the inflatable suit. And he's walking around like, man, that
What's funny, too, is, like,
is what it was.
on the neck area, you can see that camel hump where the dude's head, like, where it was designed for the dude's head to sit in order to see out through the mouth.
That's right.
Like,
yeah. It was awful. And these horrible, like, claws made out of, like, this is like 1980s, like, costume
Do you know what the
design.
shining point of this movie was, though, Miss Marcia? The
The
beginning with the explosion of the parents. So let me
just watch the first like 2 minutes of the movie.
Yeah, let me paint this goddamn picture for you folks here. All right, so
I feel like this should have been a commentary instead of.
Honestly, I am
an
100% down to do this as a commentary. So if you guys request it, I'm looking at you, SK. I'm looking at you, buddy. If you want to request this for a commentary, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
Goddamn
Can you imagine
Scumpy.
Cecil on this one? Oh my god.
I wanted him to be on this one, but he won't
He won't
watch it. But if we can get him on that review, that is gonna be gold.
It's
But
so bad.
going back to what I was originally saying,
Yeah.
so the effects of the original scene of our pastor, so he walks out of this out of the church, and his parents are standing like 1950s fucking Beverly Leave It to Beaver style fucking family by the car, just hey for like way too long of the scene. And then all of a sudden, cue explosion. So explosion goes, and then it cuts back to where the car was, but it's an empty lot, and what they put on the title screen was insert visual effects, car explosion and fire. And that goes back to they knew what type of movie that they were making, and I commend them for that, and that's why I had so much more fun with this movie than I thought I was going to. Honestly, if you didn't request this movie, there's no goddamn way I would ever have watched this.
Nope.
So honestly, thank you, buddy. Love you to death. This was a diamond that still needs to be cut, but even after it's cut, you're still selling it for about $3.50.
Yeah.
I honestly don't even think you'd even buy that for $1.
Yeah, I think. This is what happens when you let algorithms write a movie and then film it. Like, I don't even think real people did it.
It was all bots. It was all bots just writing this movie.
Yeah, somebody just put it in a program. They DevOps was in there, like, and then here you go.
Basically, so real quick, music, for what I remember, the music wasn't terrible. Honestly, it might have been actually probably the better part of the movie. I think was our music.
It was alright. I mean, nothing stood out for me.
No, not saying like anything stood out, because honestly, I don't remember a scene where
I
the music
couldn't pay
really
attention to the music because the train wreck in front of me. I was too busy trying to comprehend what I was watching, and like I'm just like, what the hell am I watching this? And everybody else was silent. You were silent. You were just probably watching me going, I'm stupid.
Oh, on the group thread?
Yeah.
Oh, I'd already watched it before you watched it and everything. I read it and everything. I'm just like, just let her watch it.
Yeah.
Like
No comments like, oh
no,
she's
no.
gonna know. She's gonna see. We'll talk about it later. Like.
Yeah, that's pretty much and everything. Because again, this is how this review went is pretty much how I was hoping it was gonna go.
Yeah. That's it. I mean, there's not much more, and I'm sure that this is how everybody is going to expect.
There's always going to be that 50-50, especially with certain movies like this and everything.
Yeah.
But other than that, like, yeah, cinematography really wasn't that good. The editing was very subpar.
Yeah. I mean, they worked with what they had.
Exactly. And that's the nice thing, though. It's like, you can tell when movies, like, they try to overextend the reach and the budget and the talent of what they have, and then those that work within that budget and talent that they have, and they work with it and they know what to do.
Yeah, and they did work within their budget, and it was kind of interesting because you're right. There's no way that and I could be
No
wrong.
way they wrote this movie on a serious note. They
And
knew
there's
this
no way
was going
they
to be
shot
a
this on a
satirical
serious-
shit show of a movie.
Yeah, there's no way that they shot this going, this is gonna be one for the ages.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah, we're
like-
going to get sequels.
Well, they might.
I swear to
actually.
God, like, it's
Like-
okay. And it goes back to like Wolf Cop. Honestly, I love the Wolf Cop movies.
Yeah,
The Wolf Cop movies were great.
yeah, they were pretty good,
I'm not gonna lie,
but they were rough.
the second one was a little rough, a little more rough than the first one. But with Velocipastor, if they do somehow get a second one, I feel like they might get a better budget.
Maybe, yeah. I think they would have to.
I would
They
hope so.
would at least put
I would
some
hope
more
so.
money towards
Yeah.
the dinosaur constant.
Yeah, like put
If
literally
anything.
just like 10 grand if you bump it up to 45.
Or even the ninja costumes were could have used. Like my mama could have sold better ninja costumes than the one. And all those ninjas were white. Did you notice that? They weren't even South Asian.
One of them, the leader.
Oh, the leader.
The
yeah,
leader.
Yeah. But
All of them were white guys with a fucking like Jufro and shit.
yeah, they were from San Diego. They even did like Hey
I
Ted.
know.
They were
Well,
like,
then, like, you had that reveal at the end and everything of one of them and shit. Quiet, you!
that scene.
That
Oh my
was god
God.
awful. That was just.
Well, like,
Okay.
am I watching a soap opera all of a sudden? Like, and maybe
Yeah.
that is a horror soap opera. I don't
Yeah,
know. Like,
yeah.
okay, you
So-
guys watch it. And
Yeah,
you
yeah.
tell
You know
us-
what? I think that's where we're gonna cut this review.
Yeah.
So, other
Yeah.
than that, so real quick, just finalize, gloss back over. Not a perfect movie. This was a D minus, personally, but it was still considered one of your
I think
B movies.
I think this would be a great movie to have in the background of a party.
Oh, most definitely.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
like-
throw it on for like a horror, for a Halloween party and everything
yeah,
like that.
like
so
some
people
sort
randomly
of,
like, what the fuck is
movie
this?
compilation.
Compilation?
There you go. Like in the running in the background, and that or in the like on a projector, like
Mhm.
like a
Background
just-
noise.
Yeah, like just a bad movies screening in the background that people can watch, because then the people are like, what the heck? Because it almost would play better as like almost a music video with some of the scenes, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
so I give them that. It is entertaining. It was something like I wasn't expecting, and I could watch it with my kids running around too. That's another thing. Like
Yeah.
there's a lot of movies I can't.
There was no
watch.
sex. There was what minimal gore we got. No, okay, great. So
Yeah,
actually,
and
we
it-
actually glossed over effects. Kind of. We kind of hinted on it
Yeah.
and everything, but overall, like, yeah, the effects design was pretty garbage. Again,
Yeah,
it goes back to their
very
design,
PG.
but
It was very PG. So like, if you want to watch a bad horror movie and still like be able to
Watch-
have the kids running around, like this is good. Like,
yeah.
because I literally could have my kid running around and he's not looking at it going, oh my god, what's happening? Like, so like other than other movies, like I can't
Mhm.
watch a lot of the harder stuff when he's around.
Yeah.
So,
And what's
So
funny
it's
too
nice.
is like it kind of brings you back to like even like those other like the direct-to-video like dinosaur movies. Like
Yeah.
we had like Raptor and Carnosaur and
right.
things like that.
Yeah.
It's like those movies you can definitely tell they tried being more serious, even though they didn't have much necessarily the budget.
Right.
Sometimes actually like their stories were still pretty decently written. It just fell flat because of the budget and the facts.
Yeah.
But
so
other than that, I think that's pretty much gonna do it for
yeah, I
our
think that's
review
the
of
most you're
Velocipastor.
ever. I think that's probably going to be the most that you're going to hear about this movie. But there you go.
Yeah. So thank you again, Mr. Glass. We love you
Thank
as
you.
always.
But remember, next time I require you to tell us why you want us to review a movie. I'm just honestly like intrigued. Like I want to know, like going in, like okay, you want me to watch this movie because of this reason, and I'm sure it's
Sam
very
usually
valid.
always has a good reason why he
Yeah.
requests a movie for us.
Yeah, so I just like to know, because that's just it's interesting.
It's
to me.
interesting.
It's very interesting. I want to learn you.
interesting.
You see me, I want to learn you. So, all right, cool.
So yeah, other than that, this is gonna be our review for Velocipastor. And if you guys want to become a Patreon, links down in the description below. A nice little monthly tier thing and everything. Get boogie boxes, all that good stuff. Let us know what you guys want us to review. Fun things like that. Don't forget, hit that like button, hit that bell, see all of our pretty faces for all our new reviews.
Yep.
So other than that, from here at the Horror Show, I've been Robert Duell.
And I'm Marcia Parker.
And remember,
Stay scared.